You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. This is Spitface here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. We got CJ out of Chi-Town where they finally got some snow. And, of course, we got the Shimmy Shake Girls, our panel. And we were wondering if we were going to get a Dizzy Mac sighting, but we don't know. Check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring Vanessa Moses, where she find her shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button. It's time for the old school giggle. Sit back, kick it out, get a laugh going on. DJ, roll it.
Glad to see brown people in the audience. That's nice. You know. Of course, you'd be here at the taping. It's free. You cheap bastard. Indian people don't even act like you're not cheap. You know you're cheap. It's in our blood to be cheap. You know, people say Jews are cheap. Jews aren't actually cheap. Jews will spend the money if they think it's worthwhile. A Jew will grab a shirt and go, I don't know. All right, it feels like it's good material. Here's my money. Whereas an Indian guy would be like, I don't know. I could probably get this made for $4. And when you're not looking, he pulls out a knife. How much now it's ripped? I don't buy ripped shirts. We are cheap, man. It's in our blood. My dad's so good at being cheap that he could convince you that you're wrong. I took my dad to a bar. He ordered a beer. The waitress was like, it's $4.50, sir. My dad's like, okay. Here's $3. She's standing there like, sir, what about the other $1.50? Don't worry about it. Okay.
All right, that was our old school giggle. First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something, so we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Dallas Cowboys are wondering if someone on the team is flapping their wings and flying straight to the loony bin. We are talking about Zeke. I can't keep my hands off a woman, Elliott, who seems to be rhyming himself for an Access Hollywood Exposed, and he is not President Donald Trump. Zeke pulls the top down on a lady exposing her breasts. He says she took it all in fun, and later they all party together. Should that be the end of this story? Does Dallas have a problem, and it's not whether they should trade Tony Romo? Des Bryant, Deion Sanders, Hollywood Henderson, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, I'm going to tell you what all of them are saying. They all are saying Zeke Elliott is a dummy, and it obviously doesn't care about being involved with incidents. I mean, he is really a dumb jock. He needs to act more mature instead of exposing some girl's breast. Now, let's just get to this situation. Now, the interesting thing about it, TMZ released a video which we saw that he was reaching for the girl's breast and the girl knocked his hand away. I believe that was the first video that came out. So obviously the optics did not look good for Zeke Elliott. However, then TMZ released another video, which actually happened to be the first incident because the girl was egging Zeke on to expose her breast. She was pointing to her breast sideways and then pointing at Zeke. So obviously we don't hear the video. We don't know what was said, but I mean, you could imagine that it seemed like the girl was telling Zeke to pull her breast out or whatever. So, yeah, he exposed her breast. But what happened was he tried to do it again, and that was that other video where we saw her knocking his hands away. So, I mean, the bottom line is it's not a serious issue, but he needs to grow up fast. He's a need to grow, and he needs to grow up fast because he is clearly unaware of his status, and he's walking a very, very fine line of getting into some serious trouble. Now, we already know that he's under investigation by the NFL for that alleged domestic violence incident that took place while he was in college. Now, the police, I believe it was in Ohio, they've already dropped the case, and they closed the case, but the NFL was looking into it because, you know, they have to do their due diligence because of the situation with the Ray Rice. You know, they gave him 2 games suspension, then all of a sudden the video came out. So they're just hoping that there's no video of this whole incident. But it seems like he is going to get off with that too. I mean, not get off, but he will be cleared by the NFL. So the question is, the Cowboys, we've said this all the time, Ronnie B and CJ, they need to hire a babysitter at the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, it's obvious. They need to have 24 hours surveillance on their players, somebody to watch them constantly because they're always getting into trouble. If it's not Des Bryant, it's Ezekiel Elliott. So they just got to do something. They need to hire a babysitter. CJ, I'm quite sure with your children you had babysitters. You think the Cowboys need to hire a babysitter?
They're boys, as they say, let boys be boys. He's from Ohio State. He's used to grabbing T's and A's. That's the way he was brought up. You know it and I know it too. That's the reason why they can't change their behavior. You can spank them, you can hit them, but until their behavior changes psychologically, they are always going to be ruled not by their brain, but by those other 2 round figures. And you and I both know that.
Right.
That's the reason why she's like, oh, yeah, I'll party with him. Yeah. Because he's going to be another one on the hook.
Another one on the hook, huh? Okay.
That's what's going to happen to him. See, they don't believe. See, until women start actually treating themselves like the pedestals that they need to be on, men are going to continuously treat them like the subservience they wish them to be.
Tell them, speak, girl, speak. That's right.
You know, so if she's fine with it, we can't hate the player.
That's right, he beat a player. Okay. All right,
We can't hate him.
Oh, I'm sorry, CJ, you're not finished? Go ahead, continue on, my friend.
I'm sorry, but it's just amazing to me how this is news. How he could actually, they're going to say, well, he did it back in Ohio State. Yes. And you see what they did to that then. You think this is going to be any different?
Same old.
It's the same old 19th century buttered sugar, let's be boys. And until that is taken out of the game of football and all-American pie, we're going to see it again. And this time he's going to say he's sorry. He'll need to have to go and talk to somebody.
Okay. All right, Spitface. I know that you got some rhyming.
Great, sister, great. I will. Yes, he is a need to grow. And danger, Will Robinson. Danger, Will Robinson. You know, you are heading toward danger. The warning signs, the flashing lights is they brighten, they flashing big, and because you got to remember, you on the Dallas Cowboys, the most over-scrutinized team in the NFL other than the New England Patriots. And they ain't got no recent Super Bowls. So y'all a bunch of hype, and if you a bunch of hype, you are always under the magnifying glass. But And that's just that other part. The other danger is gold digger. Prenup. You better be looking for that prenup, brother, because I'm going to tell you, you think them women in Dallas is nice, innocent little things? You know, dude, you better start wake the F up, because, man, them women know exactly what they doing. You don't know what you getting into. You know, like one of our favorite comedians, Miss Already, used to say, you need to know who you effing with before you start effing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know, because you think that you all of that, and they sitting up there already counting your bank account.
That's right, Spit.
So look, y'all, so look, I'm just telling you, Zink, you can think that these women are innocent, they don't, and you taking advantage. Brother, they ain't doing nothing that they don't want done.
That's right.
This is a new day. This is a new day. This is a new dime. They got to have it, and they go, if you're gonna be dumb about it and just give it away, they're gonna take it, and all it take is, hey, he said, she said. Your butt can be under under the jail for real, or reputation so hot and flaming that hey, they how they say, snowballs chance in, you getting picked up. You better watch it, boy. You better watch. And yes, this is a bigger problem than whether or not they should trade Tony Romo. This much bigger problem, because because this could go all sideways.
You're right. It could go sideways, because if the NFL decides to do something about it, I mean, it wasn't a police offense or anything, but remember, the NFL has that conduct policy, and they are already under fire for issues against women. So Zeke might think it was a fun thing to do, but we'll see, because the NFL, they under fire right now. You're talking about scrutinize. Every women organization is scrutinizing the NFL to see what they're doing with these behaviors of their players. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Zeke Elliott. But that need to grow better grow up real fast. All right, Spitface, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering, over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are not talking about Regina Hamlet, Lucia Reichker, or Ann Wolf. We are talking about D. Wade being knocked out for the rest of the season due to injury. The questions are circling whether D. Wade's time is over, and maybe he should be looking at getting released from the Bulls and signing a one-year farewell tour deal with the Heat. Will the Bullies be any type of threat in the East, or should they follow the Lakers and tank the rest of the season for a good first-round draft pick? By the way, the Lakers are knocking their players out of the lineup so they can tank the season, and the NBA commissioner is looking the other way. Scottie Pippen, Artis Gilmore, and Craig Hodges are asking, what you saying? It was already a sad situation with D. Wade and the Bulls. The chemistry does not seem like it was really working quite out. Now, it maybe would have resolved themselves in the playoffs, because it's a different game in the playoffs, and so in the playoffs they might have been able to say, look, get it going, the combinations, make a little noise, but now it's all over. It's all over now, baby. It's all over. the bullies, it's all over. Now, I do not say that they should tank the rest of the season and try to do a Lakers. That ain't what they need. They need, but that ain't what they need. And hey, come here. I'm paying $300 to watch, my losing team, and I can't even see the few top players y'all got. What's up with that? CJ, what the bullies gonna do?
You know I'm over here crying, right?
It just didn't work.
I just don't understand. Maybe it's me, but when I played basketball as a kid, how did your thigh get hurt? I mean, he's the second thigh guy. First Rose and his little thighs got hurt. Now his little thigh get hurt. They getting paid millions of dollars to come home and walk around with their kids and go to the museums. They can walk fine.
Well, CJ, it's not. I don't mean to interrupt you, CJ. D-Way fractured his elbow. He fractured his elbow.
Oh, he fractured his elbow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, because I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Why him too? It seems like they get here, and all of a sudden they get paid. They can't play, but they're home enough to go to the sets. They're in church. They're in the museums, at the zoo. They kicking it. But we can't get no wins. We have no wins. Championship what? They even took Michael Jordan, put him on the inside. It's so bad. You can't even ride past there now to see that we had a championship. It's so long ago. Some little kids don't even know we won one.
Girl, you said they don't even know we won one. How you think I feel as a New York Knicks? But anyway, as a New York Knicks fan, please, we got older people don't even know that they won a championship.
Oh, man.
At least y'all won one in the 90s. It's
Hey, that was last century.
It's been the 70s. I was a young girl when the Knicks last time won a darn championship.
See, that's when I was following basketball back then. And then the Bulls weren't doing anything then. It's like, why did you do it? Except to party at our dime, at our tears. And just because we're diehards, you think you got it made. But they really need to become accountable, that management office. And they need to do something to keep them better in line. I mean, you talk about a babysitter, they need a doctor, a nursey, a nanny.
They don't have...
Somebody needs to... Who's taking care of them during recess?
Well, all right. Let me just tell you something about the Chicago Bulls. They complained about Coach Thibodeau because Coach Thibodeau worked the Bulls too hard. They was doing too much practice. That's why they were breaking down. Look, they're not even doing a darn thing with Hoiberg, and now they're still breaking down. Like CJ said, they had thigh injuries. They couldn't play with that. I mean, now D-Wade does have a fractured elbow, so, I mean, we do have to say that he can't play with a fractured elbow. But, but you're right, CJ.
The profession.
They were just walking wounded, and they just couldn't play. They need to play with injuries. Jordan played with injuries, like you said, CJ. But but let's get back to D-Wade. I mean,
yeah.
First of all, D-Wade doesn't have to be released from the Bulls because he signed a 2-year contract with a player option for next season. So the question for D-Wade is it all about the money? Because he is due $23.8 million next year if he opts into his contract. So that's going to be that's going to be the issue. Is he going to walk away from that money, even though we all know it was a bad fit for D-Wade this year with the Bulls? Like you said, CJ, they just have some chemistry issues, and I think Spitface, you also said that. They just can't play with each other. But where is D-Wade going to get $23.8 million from? I don't think the Heat are going to give him $23.8 million now. They're not going to give him that money. That's what the way Wade wanted. That's why he left Miami, because he felt
left Miami. Now he gets wifey.
Yeah, because he felt he wasn't being paid.
Right.
So,
now he can be wifey.
No, he didn't leave his wifey. Wifey came with him to Chicago. I mean,
He's saying you don't have to do anything but be with her.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, now he definitely will be with her because he won't be playing. But
exactly.
But the thing is, I mean, the Bulls, they still have a slight shot at the playoff. They're only 2 games out of the AC, but they're just too many teams. The Heat, the Bucks are playing much better than they are playing. I mean, they're just tottering around that 8th seed. I mean, they're going to continue to see if they can make it. I think there's like 14 games left. I mean, they don't need to tank. They don't need to tank because the draft is so deep this year. Even if you just miss the playoff, you're still going to get a good player in the draft. So they don't need to tank. But the Bulls, yeah, long gone are those Michael Jordan days. I think, and this is say that I think D-Wade will stay in Chicago because he wants that money.
All right, First Lady, on that note, take us to break.
Okay, the first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the 3 ladies are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLShop.com and a $25 gift card from our new partners, Victoria's Secrets. Your hint is Mama Said Knock You Out. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Miss Vanessa Moses on the first part of Shout Out.
Flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Vanessa Moses.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we have Miss Vanessa Moses with her album, Danish Cookies Is My Name. All right, let's hear the song, DJ. It's called Bad Dreams.
Okay.
Here's a song I think you hate. I don't think you can appreciate the pain deep inside. I can't even make my lyrics right. This is a song about a girl and a boy. The former is happy, the latter is joy. So I lie awake tonight and cry on my pillow. And dream, I dream that dream. That's what I dream. I dream that dream. My confidence changed its legal name. Say it's moving where it doesn't rain. It's a rainy day and night while feebly trying to find an alibi for emotions fading like youth and people saying, hey girl, what's wrong with you? I just smile in the light. I dream that dream. That's what I dream. I dream that dream. I dream that dream. That's what I dream. I dream that dream. I suppose you're going to say you never meant to hurt me. After all the tears and pain, loneliness and shame, I guess you say you love me. Right, but this song I tried not to write, with my guitar and I don't sleep at night. I can't believe that it's broken my soul, but it must have, for I no longer control my thoughts or ideas of the trash that I wipe. It seems I must humbly apologize. I've committed a sin, or write another sad song. With GC and D again. So I dream that you. That's what I dream. I dream that you. I dream that you. That's what I dream. I dream that 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 dream.
Oh, that was nice. Okay, let's go to our panel to see what they thought about Miss Vanessa Moses and Bad Dreams. CJ, what did you think of the song?
I'm going to be humming that one all day. Dream, dream, dream. Bad dream.
Bad dream.
Yeah.
You're going to hit the mute or you're going to give it a shout out?
I'm going to give it a shout out. That was nice and pleasant for me this nice rainy looking day. I love folk guitars, acoustic guitars anyway.
All right, Spitface, what did you think of Bad Dreams?
I like that she stayed in her lane with the guitar and the little timbre thing sounding in the background and stuff. And but I would like to hear a little more from the artist to see how really talented those vocal cords are. But I didn't hear nothing too bad about the dream. So I don't know where she came with that title, but I'm giving it a shout out.
Sound like it was a nice dream, huh, Spitface?
No, I'm going to, because if I start singing about bad dreams, I'll put it like this: we got to put on the soundtrack the Thriller.
I hear you. Yes, indeed, you can have some bad dreams. All right, but I'm going to shout it out too. I'm going to, I like CJ said, it's a song that just kind of stays in your head the whole day, singing the melody of the song, and it was very nice and soft. And it seemed like it's repetitive with the words, but her vocals came out. So anyway, I'm going to shout it out. So we'll see how she does on the second part of Shout Out. We'll have another performance from Vanessa Moses. I hear sound. That must be the sound of my favorite underwater friend. He must be swimming around in that music. Is it time for flipping?
And we know flippers live in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
All right, it's time for Flip It, where our host defend the point and flip the script and defend the opposing view. Adrian Peterson, who would have thought it, First Lady CJ, is still on the open market. Now, if AP has a choice, should he go to the Waiters or to the Giants. Who is closer to getting him a Super Bowl ring ski? We asked the panel to defend. The Raiders were an injured QB away from making some serious noise. He got to go with the silver and black. CJ, defend.
I can defend that one on several counts. One, AP's getting a little old there. Snow just not going to agree with him too much. Think about it. Nice and sunny. He could relax and get all the modern technologies he needs for his back injuries. And then possibly with his little pals, DeAndre Washington and Jalen Richards, they could help him. And then it would be the highlight of his career. To come back from a last year team and then make the Super Bowl? What else could be better?
All right, okay. Now, I'm looking at the situation, and the Raiders really were one QB away from making some noise, and so Carr will be back. And my man, hey, he done proven that, look, I got QB handled. And the Raiders, even though he got Hoyt, actually have a good offensive line. That is all AP needs. A team that got a real offensive line, a quarterback who can really throw that ball, and they got a good defense. So he ain't got to be on the field all day long. I think my man Dizzy Mack would be happy to see AP in silver and black. First Lady, defend.
I mean, this isn't even a choice. We talk about the Raiders versus the Giants. Adrian Peterson is a match made in heaven going to the silver and black with the Raiders' offensive line, like you just said, Spitface. The Raiders had one of the best offensive lines in football last year, and the Giants had one of the worst. Just ask Eli Manning, who spent most of his time sitting on his backside. The Raiders' offensive line will be able to provide AP with those yardage because they are that good. I mean, he can really, he did it with the Vikings. Can you imagine him with the Raiders' offensive line? And the other good thing about it is they have great wide receivers on the Raiders and a great quarterback. So it's going to be interesting with AP rushing in the backyard, and you have the deep threat of the wide receivers and Derek Carr passing to them. So that means AP will be able to get more rushing yards because the linebackers for the defense, they won't be able to horn in on AP because they're going to be concerned about those deep threats. That's the best thing you need. The Raiders' offense was already high power. Imagine adding AP. That would take the Raiders to a new level, and I mean a new level right into the Super Bowl. AP looks really good in that silver and black. He really will look good in silver and black.
All right, you heard the defense on the first side of Flip It, but this is Flip the Script. We don't make it easy for you to see what we really think, so we flipping the script and we asking the panel to defend. The Giants have made great off-season moves. He is all they need to beat Tom Brady again in the Super Bowl. Remember, the Giants, they're the only ones who done stopped, the Patriots when it comes to Super Bowl. And AP needs to go to the Giants. And here are some little things that are just shining bright. Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall. Odell Beckham and Brandon Marshall. Now, but that ain't all. Jason Pierre-Paul. The Giants' offensive line it has been rated as questionable. Some would say that that the Raiders definitely got the better offensive line. the Giants ain't had no running game. They ain't had nobody to punish them guys running the rock. So defense is just, they ain't worried about that running game. They just line up and say, rush the pass. Because we ain't worried about that running game. And but now you put AP in there. That's all they need. And we talking about who gonna get him closer to a Super Bowl. The silver and black are going. They are back. They are back, but they play in the AFC, and they play in the AFC. Where who do you have? You got the New England Patriots, who gonna consistently be, rated to be favorite. But then you got other top-tier teams that can knock you out in a moment. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, you look at the NFC, it's anybody's game in the NFC. It's anybody's game. It could be Dallas. It could be Dallas if Zeke can keep his hands off the women. It could be, it could be Atlanta. Could be Green Bay. So, you got more divorce, you got more teams that could end up represent. It could be the Panthers. They could rebound. But in the AFC, Patriots going to be in the mix. Steelers going to be in the mix. Kansas City going to be in the mix. Dare I even say the Texans. If they can, just somehow or another kidnap them a quarterback, AP need to go to the Giants. CJ defend.
He needs to go to the Giants, like you said, because they do have a great team. But his situation, he needs some place where he can shine. I would like to see him go there, but I'm afraid he might get hurt. And that's the reason why I'm defending him to go, because I know he really deserves a ring. But I guess I just fear for his safety, because they could hurt him over there. Those teams aren't small. And they won't be coming after him just for fun and excitement. They're going to want to hurt him. So, yes, he would shine. Yes, I do believe he would do a great job. But I guess my fear is that he would get hurt. I guess that's not really of defending, is it? Well, yes, it is, because I don't want to see him get hurt.
Okay. To the Giants, but don't get hurt. First way to defend.
Yeah, don't get hurt. Okay, well, Adrian Peterson definitely would be better off with the Giants, I think, because the Giants need to run the football more than they did last year. And I'm not going to say the Giants' offensive line is better than the Raiders, because I would be lying if I said that. However, they did improve their offensive line this year with free agency, and they still can improve it with the draft. Now, the main reason why AP going to the Giants versus the Raiders is a better deal is because, like I said, he's just going to have more opportunity to run with the Giants than the Raiders. And we all know he's a great volume runner. He needs to have the football in order for him to shine. Yeah, if he may be able to save himself when he's with the Raiders because they really don't need him to run as much, but that's not AP. AP likes to run the ball. He's a volume runner. And the Giants, they need to have more running, because we know last season they threw the ball about 85% of the time, and that was just not a good formula for winning. And we already know that. I mean, even though Eli is a great passer, we just can't have him throwing the football that many times. We need a balanced attack, and AP going to the Giants, that would be great. And, the Giants, like you said, Spitface, they do have great receivers. They have the same type of core that the Raiders would have. But I just think the Giants will be able to put him in a more better situations than the Raiders would do, so where AP can shine. Because he's a workhorse. He was always a workhorse with the Vikings, and he could be the man again for the Giants.
All right. Okay, we heard the defense for this week. And First Lady, take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It, Part 2. Because I hear Flip It, he's making a lot of noise there. I don't know what's going on with him. He's ready to come out of that water.
Somebody give Flipper a biscuit.
Still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, take it away.
All right, firstly, I think we have something a little interesting today. A cooler was donated to the Goodwill store. That was such a sweet thing. You know, you want to donate to Goodwill. But they forgot that it had $24,000 worth of pop.
What?
Police in Washington State said a cooler donated to a Goodwill store turned out to contain something far more valuable. $24,000 worth of marijuana. Wow. Monroe police said workers at the local Goodwill were sorting through donations during the weekend when they came across the cooler. The cooler was found to contain multiple baggies containing a total 3.75 pounds of marijuana, which police estimated had a $24,000 street value. I think they getting ripped off. They getting charged a little too much for their weed. I can get them. Old school get them a better deal than that. Police are investigating, and the Goodwill store is checking surveillance footage to try to identify the person who donated the cooler.
Oh, what?
Darn water
Wait.
on you.
Wait a minute. I just got to say this. Now, you know that was somebody's mother who saw that their son had that cooler of that weed, and that mother brought that into the Goodwill.
Oh, no. I hope not, because I don't want to see moms getting put on lockdown there.
She's trying to protect her son, and she brought that in there.
Yeah, but she would have been the one bringing it in. You know, they tried to check the surveillance space. So
I know, but
you better call up and say, look, my little need to grow son, that was his weed. I was hoping that, they'd be able to open them up a little stand or something, and sell it on the side for Goodwill. You better cover ourselves,
Didn't they donate it to medical marijuana?
Yeah, right. So
that's
they was,
$24,000.
Yeah,
that was an accident.
But like
you don't question it when they put a gold coin in the bucket.
Old school can get you 3.75, less than 24,000. He can at least do 12.
Really?
But hey, but if water's splashing on you, it must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It. Now, with everything that is going on in NFL free agency, the NCAA tournaments, the final stretch of the NBA regular season, we almost overlooked Tim Tebow, who is about to see his professional baseball career come to an end. We wonder, is Tim Tebow the greatest American athlete who could not make it in professional sports? Bless his little heart. Panel defend. Tim Tebow is the greatest American athlete who could not make it in professional sports. CJ, First Lady, I've looked at it, and my man is a hell of an athlete. Played football. He didn't get to be a starter in the major league, but he made it in the minor. He got it. They was able to, and he hadn't played baseball since he was high school, but he got up there. He was batting 200 something. So he was making a little noise. He caught a few balls, but hey, it is coming to an end. But Tim Tebow, it was not. The man is a great athlete. His college career has him up there as one of the greatest American athletes. You know, if you just look coming out of college, he's up there on the list. The problem is, it was never his athleticism. It was his demand to pick the position. You know, all the pundits, you know, the NFL people, they were like, please convert from QB to be a tight end, running back. You know, because his athleticism, and he could, but he was unwilling to make the transformation. And with all that physical talent, all that skill and savvy, and enough where he could play, get a shot to play for professional baseball after not playing for God knows how long. Unfortunately, he is the greatest American athlete who could not make it in professional sports. CJ.
I think you hit something on the head about professional sports. He's a great athlete, yes. He has talent, but he also has a slightly overwhelming ego to think that he can't take advice, and he can't take instruction, and he can't take direction except from God. And all of us Christians know sometimes you need a few angels to help you out along the way. And he wasn't willing to budge, I don't think, in my opinion, because he had talent. But unless someone can actually bring it out of you and you're not being belligerent and saying, no, I can't do that, I won't do that, it becomes a problem. And that was his. He can play any sport. Give it to him. He's talented. That's natural. But then to be a professional, you must have tenacity, diligence, listen to someone. And that's the hardest part about being a professional. And that's where I think he lacked.
As they say, be humble. All right. Very sedated. Let's hear me. Blessing me all.
Yeah, well, Tim Tebow, he knows sports the same way that Bo Jackson knows sports. The only difference, Bo made it professionally, and Tebow didn't. But he was just as great of an athlete. He has the build, the athleticism, the will to compete in any sport. But you know, like we all just said, the main thing was he was stubborn. Just like you said, he didn't want to convert when he was playing football. He still could have been playing football, only if he had converted from a quarterback to a fullback. It's just a shame. He was just too darn stubborn. I mean, CJ, you said it was because of religious belief, but I don't know what it was. I just think he like you said, his ego was just inflated. But, you know, he's amazing when you think about it because of the fact, like you said, Spitface, he hadn't played baseball since high school, and he still made himself look respectable playing in the minors. And considering that, you know, he hasn't played baseball for a long time, he did quite well. He's just not good enough to make it in the pros. And he wasn't good enough to make it as a quarterback. But he definitely has the skill. He's a great American. And, yeah, I mean, he definitely is the greatest athlete of all time that just couldn't make it professionally. I mean, what a shame. He is the best, but just couldn't compete with the rest.
I just couldn't compete with the rest. Well, on that note, we know we got to flip it. Panel defend. Tim Tebow is not the greatest American athlete who could not make it in professional sports. And let me tell you why. Okay? NFL careers, if you made it to the NFL and you signed a contract and they paid you, you made it. You made it. If you got on a professional NFL team, you made it. Now, the expectations of how well you would be in the NFL or in sports. Now, maybe you were good, maybe maybe you suck, whatever, but you made it because you got there. And not only did he get there, he beat the New England Patriots. He did. It's on there. They got the tape. It looked the way it did. But Bill Belichick and Tom Brady came away with a loss. So you can say, hey, how many other QBs who, lack talent as a QB can say they beat the New England Patriots in a playoff game? Not just a game, a playoff game. So he is not the greatest American athlete who could not make it in professional. He got paid money. He got to be in there. I mean, I'll put it like this. You got, what's that young boy who got drafted by the Jets when they had old Rex, diarrhea of the mouth Ryan. And, yeah, sand cheese. Yeah, that sand cheese guy. Now, hey, did he really make it? He just been hanging around. So I go that Tim Tebow is not the greatest American athlete who could not. He made it. He made it. He actually did make it, and he just didn't blow up at that position, but he made it. CJ, that's in.
I think that he didn't make it because in a leadership role, you have to be able to confide and convince your fellow coworkers or your fellow players that you can do it. And I think the way that he came into being a professional football player with the team that he did, his motivational techniques weren't going over that big. And he refused to change. Sometimes you have to change. Sometimes the cookie just doesn't crumble the way you want it to all the time. And I think that that's what happened with Tebow. He was a great player. When he went to play baseball, of course he could do 200. He was all-star. I mean, you said that was good, but was that really good for a baseball player? He's an athlete. Professionally, that's his problem. There's one thing to be athletes. We have lots of them out here on the concrete. Thousands of them that don't ever get a chance to play professionally. He got a chance to play professionally, and he was just an athlete. And no, I don't think he's the greatest. I think there's been others. But for this year, you can call him the greatest.
Hey, only Ali is the greatest. First lady, defend.
I mean, Tim Tebow is not the greatest athlete who couldn't make it in professional sports. I'm tired of everyone over-exaggerating Tim Tebow's abilities. He was a great leader. He had a great will to win. But is he the greatest athlete? Tim is a nice guy. He's a real nice guy. He's a man that every father would like his daughter to bring home. But being the great guy doesn't mean you're the greatest athlete that's never made it. Now, say what you want. I'm just tired again of him being overrated in his athletic ability. If he was so great, he would have made it in the NFL. Yeah, he got there, but he just didn't shine because, again, he's not the greatest athlete. Now, if you say he was the greatest overrated athlete who didn't make it, that would be Tim Tebow.
Agree.
All right. Well, First Lady, on that note, First Lady has the last word. Take us the break.
On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Vanessa Moses on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
in the Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks, and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew. First Lady, over to you.
We have another performance from Vanessa Moses with her album, Danish Cookies Is My Name. All right, DJ, let's play the title track. Danish Cookies Is My Name. I'm hungry.
I taste like mustard and my texture's almost like the nectar of a bladder filled with peach and honey. I play a tune on my piano, dance the slow step wherever I go. Music suits my life so brightly. And take it with a good wrap myself with chocolate, golden satin flowers. I wear a little flower, hoping today I meet a lady. She looks funny, taps my back, and then she says to me, "You look pretty. What's your name?" Is my name. Shake some peppers on your tongue, a little spice in life with fun. Surrender to my peach lyricism. Danish Cookies is my name. Addition in my dreams and wondering about tomorrow. I get on stage and sing my heart on my soprano. Miles from Casablanca, there I met my Casanova. Asked my name, so I say sweetly, "Hey you." I taste like mustard and my texture's almost like the nectar of a bladder filled with peach and honey. Wrap myself with chocolate, golden satin flowers. I wear a little brochure, hoping today. Danish Cookies is my name. Danish Cookies is my name. Danish Cookies is my name. Danish Cookies is my name.
Okay, Danish Cookies is my name. All right, let me go to the panel. Spitface, what did you think of the song by Miss Vanessa Moses?
Hey, just what I needed to get my rhythm going, and I wanted to see if she had a little variety. She got a little variety with her style. Shout it out, shout it out.
Shout it out. All right, CJ.
Yes, shout it out. Like to hear those traditional sounds coming back.
All right, all right.
I
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I really did. I did. I liked it. I like that little mambo samba bit with the acoustic guitar. She's doing great.
Okay, so you shouting it out, and I think it's going to be unanimous. I'm going to shout it out also. Like you said, Spitface, she came up with a different version of her. She must have reinvented herself. She went from just a folk singer to now she put some samba, some mixture of samba, Spanish, and calypso. A little bit sounds like a little calypso in there too. So
yeah,
definitely
she put some sriracha on her sound.
She's showing some range there. So definitely going to shout Ms. Moses out. She has variety. So that's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard from Vanessa Moses, check her out at VanessaMoses.net. If you like what you heard, if you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and tracks to Panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. it's time for the picks. It is time for the hardwood picks. I took the title last season. Can I have 2 crowns this year? NFL and the hardwood. We'll see. So let's get to the picks. We're going to start off with the NCAA tournament. By our next show, at least one of the top 4 seeded teams will have lost. $10,000 for the correct answer, minus $30,000 for the incorrect answer. CJ, I'm going to start with you. Is that a yes or a no?
A yes that one of them will lose? Or all of them will win? Which am I saying?
Okay, let's repeat the question. Now listen clearly, CJ, carefully. By our next show, at least one of the top 4 seeded teams will have lost. So you're saying yes, one will lose, or you're saying no, one will not lose.
I'm going to say yes, one will lose.
Okay. Well, I agree with you because I think the team that can be upset is Kansas because they're playing Michigan State, and Michigan State is always a good team. So anyway, I'm going to say yes. Now, the second question by our next show, Northwestern.
First lady, I say.
I apologize.
I say all 4 seeded teams will have. They'll still be in the tournament by the next show.
So
none will lose. None will lose.
You say no. I'm sorry, Spitface. I'm just going to putting you out so you couldn't win. You want to be the champ. I'm sorry. Let's move on. By our next show, Northwestern and Arkansas will still be in the tournament. $50,000 for the correct answer, minus $25,000 for the incorrect answer. I say no. Spitface?
No.
Well, obviously you say no. CJ?
Hey, I'm a cat by heart. I gotta go with them. We're gonna take this time. It's our year. Yes.
Okay, so you say yes?
But CJ, remember, it's not just Northwestern. It's and Arkansas.
Oh, Arkansas has to win too?
Yep.
Oh, no.
You say, oh, no. Yeah, what makes you sleep? You say, oh, no.
She said, oh, no. She said, oh, no. All right. He's quickly changed that answer. All right, so let's move on. Let's get to the NBA. LeBron James will lead the NBA in rebounds for the next week. $10,000 for the correct answer, minus $25,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say no. CJ?
Me too. I'm saying no with you.
Okay. Spitface?
No.
You're saying no. Okay.
No.
No. Okay. For the week, James Harden will have more triple doubles than Russell Westbrook. $30,000 for the correct answer, minus $30,000 for the incorrect answer. Spitface.
Take away with Westbrook.
Yes.
I'm going to say yes. CJ.
I'm going to go out on a limb. Yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
You're going to go out and say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because Russell Westbrook is trying to win that title. Well, actually, he's trying to get more triple-double than Oscar Robertson, so I'm going to definitely say no. Okay, let's move along. Where are we? The DeMarcus Cousins. DeMarcus who? Okay, DeMarcus Cousins will lead the NBA in fouls for the week. $50,000 for the correct answer, minus $25,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say Yes, because we all know he likes to foul out the games a lot. So, Spitface.
He was always fouling. I'm going
Always.
yes. I'm going yes.
I'm going to say no. He's going to be on his best behavior this week.
Oh, he's going to be on his best behavior this week? Okay. His best behavior. The Lakers will win at least one game this week. Wow. 25,000 for the correct answer, minus 75,000 for the incorrect answer. Without knowing what their schedule is, I'm going to say yes, they can win at least one game this week.
At least one.
CJ, what do you think?
At least one. One, yes.
Okay.
Now, this is actually a tough one because we know the Lakers are tanking, and given that they are actually tanking, I'm going to say they will not win a game this week.
Oh.
Okay.
All righty, Spitface.
You said they are tanking, huh, Spitface?
They are tanking. They are not going to win a game this week.
Tanking.
If they win a game this week, somebody in trouble.
Somebody in trouble. Okay, somebody in trouble. You
That ain't
magic
the
dunk.
plan. The plan ain't to
plan.
win.
The plan is not to win. All right. So let's go to our outrageous predictions for the week. CJ, what is your outrageous prediction for the week?
Same as last week. NCAA championship cats.
All right, they might have to check up mimosa. First lady, my outrageous prediction is that UConn ladies will not win the championship.
Wow, that is an outrageous prediction. That is outrageous prediction. You know what my outrageous prediction is? President Donald Trump will apologize to President Obama for saying that he tried to wiretap Trump towers. That's my out. He's going to apologize.
Only in an alternate universe. Well, on second thought, he is in an alternate universe.
Yes, I was about to say.
Yeah, I forgot about it. He is in the and look, Rusky, don't be hacking us. Don't be hacking us. We ain't hating on you because we know Vladdy is really running the country. You know.
All right,
we know Vladdy is actually running it. So look, I ain't trying to get upset with Vladdy because Vladdy be having folks disappear. You know, or all of a sudden they get mysterious illnesses that have been induced by radioactive isotopes. So I ain't trying to test Vladdy. I ain't worried about President Donald Trump. You know, I ain't worried about him. He's just a president. You know, I ain't worried about him. But Vladdy, I ain't trying to upset you. Hey, Vladdy, much love to the Russians. You know, got some free
man in the world.
We can check out, and he is the richest man in the world. That's the other part.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our women's empowerment message. It's going to come from our beloved and now deceased Florence Griffith Joyner, Miss Flojo. Quote, I believe in the impossible because no one else does. That's from Flojo. Rest in peace. Please enjoy the poetic performance at the end of the show. This has been Cheryl Smith with CJ out of Chicago and Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports.
All right, now I hope y'all like this because this is a little poetic piece that we got from Darnell Levette Moore. Check him out.
Distance. I used to look forward to your kiss. Nowadays, I don't anymore because it was all fake. A relationship full of empty promises and schemes. It's funny how far from me that you are. You're nowhere in my life. Your games were merely a ploy. The relationship, I had enough.
so I quit. My trust is only a memory. You once had it, only to give it all away. Yeah, now it's all burned down, all the way to the ground under my feet. The beautiful sound of quiet is now in my ears. You always felt you could push buttons, not knowing that they were the only ones that turned me off. Cool with you? Now it's really cool with me. I only want someone who wants me. Fat meat is straight up greasy. All I look forward to is tomorrow, to bring another day, hoping for another way, putting even more distance in between, so that we're never close, hoping that there will be nothing at all. No use remembering yesterday. It's not even wanted anymore. Please don't take the time to remember what we did as a couple. Only take a couple to get over the hangover, plain and simple. Had to simply bust you just like a pimple. The luxury of trying to make me feel guilt from leaving his lane. Had to make sure that your people thought I was the one to blame. Time is over for those kind games, besides who's playing them. Truly not me. Now you can see him. If homie ever asks, I would reach out and shake his hand, tell him thank you, and get on in search of some better land, so I can let the grass grow between us, where it was just us. Have to reflect on my new existence as I move further into the distance.
Hello.
Anybody
All right.
here?
Look.
Okay.
Now I know. Hey, now I know why Dizzy Mac is naked on the bearskin rug.
Ooh, you said that'll get you every time, huh? Okay, and yeah, that'll get you every time here, and
He said distance. All right. It was nice.
and you said I was nice, huh? Okay, that was
A
kinda
relationship
interesting.
gone. That's a nice way to put a relationship gone bad. All right.
Yeah, hey, you know, it can go that way sometime. So how was the show for you this week?
Hmm?
Oh, CJ.
I didn't hear you.
I said, how was the show this week?
I don't know. How was it?
Oh, it was good. I thought you were really
No, I
great,
mean,
CJ.
Oh,
Yeah, but yeah, we want your input too. How did it go for you? Are you more comfortable? You know, you like the flow? Are you getting it? Is it kind of fitting in?
as soon as I can do more research on my own, I'm going to be much better.
Okay, all right, okay, all
That
right.
Thursday comes awfully quick.
Okay. Yeah, it can wrap up there. Well, I'm working to get y'all the script, like by Thursday. It's just so much can happen where it's like,
I know.
yeah. But,
You don't tell me.
Yeah, but that's the nature. Oh, and one thing, First Lady, don't actually mention that it's the woman's empowerment message.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, we just want you to flow into it like, like you said, Flojo said, about, everything you said, but just drop that part and then move into it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, no problem.
That's just for you to know that, bring up something, Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to see how the pickies go. Will First Lady be able to have 2 crowns? All right, we'll find out.
2 crowns.
Good.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say, CJ?
I said, that sounds good.
Okay, all right, okay. All right.
All right. All right.
Ladies.
Well, everybody enjoy their week.
Okay, CJ, may spring come up to Chicago.
Keep the food coming. Be safe.
All right. Bye-bye, y'all.
Okay, y'all. Take care. Bye.
Hey, I'm gonna get out of here.